I love a volcano, number one. I love a hike, number two. And I also saw that they make quote unquote brick oven pizzas like within the volcano. Why have I had that yet? Hello and welcome to the Yellow Jacket Guide podcast. My name is Rihanna, and on this show we like to talk about travel, wellness, inspiration, so you can live your most fearless travel lifestyle. So I have been really diving deep into my 2026 plans. Yes, it's only October, but there's no time like the present. And I've been scouring the internet because I'm like, where do I want to go next year? So a little bit about me. I have been to over 20 countries so far, and every year I like to, of course, add a bit more to that list. So I'm trying to map out which countries and where I want to visit next year so I can get a better understanding of what I want to do rather than waiting to the last minute or just seeing some random TikTok and it's like, oh yeah, I'll go there. So I want to be a little bit more intentional with my travel planning. So I found a few countries, a few excursions that I think will be really cool to visit, and I want to share them with you today. And let me know if you've been to some of these places or if you have some other countries or activities that you think are fun and interesting to see in 2026. So the first place that I want to visit in 2026 is that I want to go to Guatemala. I've been to a few South American, Central American countries. I've been to Panama, I've been to Peru, I've been to Colombia. So I love me Latin America. I love Spanish speaking countries. Every time I ask someone or see any reviews online or comments about Guatemala, it's always been really great. I hear there's a big expat population out there. The culture is really high. My cousin went to Guatemala a few years ago with a travel group. So of course when you're traveling with a group or something that's a little bit more structured, it is different from going solo or going with people that you know. But she said it was really relaxing. They did a few yoga retreats out there. It was more of a wellness retreat. So I would love to go out there and just kind of take a step back and be more beachside and relaxing. However, I have been seeing a lot of volcano hikes in Guatemala, which it's reeling me in year by year that I don't go. And I'm just I love a volcano, number one. I love a hike, number two. And I also saw that they make quote unquote brick oven pizzas within the volcano. Why have I had that yet? So I think that Guatemala would be a excellent place to go to. I'm actually doing a bit more research because Guatemala has been on my list for a few years now. So if you live in Guatemala, if you know anybody who is Guatemalan, send them to me because I need the inside scoop. I need to know where to go, where the restaurants are, where the people are. Let me know. Number two is Morocco. I have been wanting to go to Morocco for a really long time. I don't know if you all have ever seen Casablanca, that movie, but I haven't been to North Africa or any countries out there. But I do hear that Morocco is live. I hear it's live. I hear that people are really friendly and nice. And I hear there's compared to places like Egypt where there is a lot of hustle and bustle, that Morocco is pretty on the calmer side. And I want to go to Morocco because I do want to knock off North Africa within my travel log. I haven't been to any North African countries yet, so Morocco will be a great place to start, I think. The next place I want to visit is Jordan. I see a lot of content creators who have been to Jordan, who's gone to Jordan, and of course one of the main highlights is going to see Petra, which is a building that the people thousands of years ago carved into a side of a mountain that you can actually go inside and see the different ruins. And first of all, as an architecture buff, I love that. I want to go inside a palace that's built in the side of a cave or beside of a mountain. That's so freaking cool. So I want to go to Jordan to see Petra specifically, but also like for a cultural vibe. I've been to like a few Middle Eastern countries. I've been to Saudi, I've been to UAE and Dubai and Qatar. So I've been to a few of those places, but I feel like Jordan would be a little bit more like authentic to their culture, because I feel like from what I know, like it's not as westernized in a way, and sometimes you want to go to a country and you want to feel like you're in a whole different realm than what you're usually used to. Plus, I bet the food is slamming. Like, I just know that the Jordanian food is going to be lit. So I would want to go to Jordan to visit Petra and for the vibes. So another place that I have on my 2026 bucket list is Switzerland. I want to go to Switzerland so bad. I've been seeing Switzerland has been popping up on my For You page for months now, and I don't know why it's been popping up, but for some reason Switzerland is calling me, and I'm like, I'm hearing the call, I need to go. So what really stood out to me about Switzerland is the scenery. I've been seeing the scenery, the greenery, the mountains, the fields. I'm like, I'm here for that. I'm here for all of it. Give me some nature and I'm there. Now, I will say that's kind of all I know about Switzerland right now, is really with the scenery. But I'm sure there's some other things that are really cool about Switzerland. Also, I've been like nagging my friend that we're going to go next year as a besties vacation. So I told her, I was like, I hope you're saving your money now, because we will be in Switzerland next year. So along with the nature, is also, fingers crossed, will be a besties vacation. So I'm very excited about that. The next place that is on my list for 2026 is Australia. I want to go to Australia mainly to check it off as one of the final continents that I haven't visited yet. I've been to all the other continents except for Australia, and also I want to see if the hype is real about all of these crazy like bugs and wildlife that they have. I hear they have like major like tarantulas and stuff that's around, or like these house tarantulas. So I'm kind of curious to see if that's real. Also, I love an Australian accent. What can I say? I think they're really interesting and cool. And maybe go to the opera house. I don't know if people actually go to the opera house to see operas there as tourists, or if they actually have it. I feel like I never really hear people saying like, oh yeah, I just went to the Sydney Opera House and I actually saw an opera. So maybe that could be something on the list too. But the thing is, getting to Australia is so far. Like, it's so far from where I am, and I think that's the main factor as to why, like, you know, I haven't been to Australia yet. But I feel like that is a trip for 2026, maybe next fall, next winter. I don't know when the best time to go to Australia is. Still need to do a bit more research on that, but Australia is on the list. I think that'll be very fun. Also, I gotta knock off all 7 continents. Those are the countries that I want to visit. I also have an honorable mention, which will probably not take place in 2026, but I want to go there sooner rather than later, and that is to Antarctica. I want to go to Antarctica so bad. When I found out they have cruises that actually go to Antarctica, I was like, you have to be kidding me. Like, I want to go so bad. And from my understanding, I've seen a few creators go to Antarctica. Simon Wilson, for example, who's like one of my favorite travel content creators, went on the cruise to Antarctica, and what he did was he flew to Argentina, and that's where the cruises start. And I believe the cruise is about like 3 to 6 weeks, I think. It's like a long time for this cruise. And I've been seeing a lot of content around like the Drake's Passage, which is a very rough area of water that's on the cruise, and it like shakes the boat really crazy. So I mentioned this to one of my cousin who actually went to Guatemala, and she was like, oh yeah, like if you go to Antarctica, I'm coming with you, because she's also been craving to go. So the only thing is that I think those cruise tickets cost a pretty penny. So maybe not next year for Antarctica, but I do want to go within the next like 2 to 3 years. I think that would be super fun. I would just have to figure out a time to go that won't interrupt my working schedule. But honorable mention, Antarctica. Thank you so much for listening to these travel plans. If you have been to any of these places, let me know down below. And if you have any other recommendations of places to check out, if you have any recommendations for me based on the 20 plus countries that I've been to so far, let me know. And yes, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at The Yellow Jacket Guide, and listen to the audio version of this podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.